If one of these homes that had been dilapidated were sitting out in a nice suburban area, it would be torn down within hours. When we step out of our church and into our community, we serve.
There were two beautiful historic churches that had meant a lot to a lot of people. In order for them to survive, they had to have a vision for the future that somehow spoke to the needs of why this church should exist here now.
There's an unbelievable joy, a universal human joy, for us to look outside of ourselves to our neighbor.
It was the second poorest census tract in the state of Indiana. And it is now we're in the process of transforming it and giving people hope.
Just at Hannah and Creighton, we had a lot of gang activity, a lot of murders, a lot of drug activity.
You'd see a lot of people pulling up as close as 2-3 doors down from the rectory, running in, making their purchases and coming back out.
Crime wasn't the only problem in the neighborhood. Almost 75% of the property 10 years ago was rental homes, many with absent landlords.
They rent properties to death, take all the proceeds from those properties out, and leave these hulking disasters as a burden on the community. What a community does by allowing dilapidation is to say to those elements of the community who are negative, come, do your business here.
To some, the situation seemed hopeless, until the leaders of Zion Lutheran Church and St. Peter's Catholic Church began to work together with Project Renew, an organization that revitalizes neighborhoods through renovation and by offering affordable new housing.
Project Renew brought the technical expertise to the table, and we at the churches brought the drive. We brought people of goodwill, Lutherans, Catholics, Christians, non-Christians.
Initially, the scope of the project was very, very small. We wanted to focus on 10 blocks.
We brought in people from around the city who had influence and maybe a position, or their work was related to something that could begin to work in conjunction with all of this.
The group worked to gain additional support from city offices, the mayor, and citizens and private investors. The Lutheran Foundation was a major supporter, giving $300,000 to purchase the rundown properties, $200,000 to the Zion Church Hall and Cafeteria project, which improved the neighborhood's Zion Academy School, and $450,000 to the Urban League building project. The vision to save and revitalize one of the city's oldest neighborhoods was growing.
Bill Swift was a son of Zion Lutheran.
It was just a beautiful community, and to see that go away was really disheartening. I suggested that, Matt, we just start in on our own, and that we go out and buy some properties and tear them down and do it one at a time. I'd go find one of my client friends and get them to fund the purchase.
And so for a wonderful couple of years, I went out in that neighborhood and I cut deals with every slumlord. I found every vacant property.
The 10 blocks included 30 rehabs, 27 new homes, and a soccer field.
We'd tear down the old house, which was usually beyond help anyway, and then put one nice-sized home on a larger parcel, which was more what people would want to buy.
There was some hesitation at first about the neighborhood because I didn't want to, live in this area. Even though I grew up in this area, but when we came inside, that's what got us.
We hasn't had a problem since we've been here. I think we've been here like 7 years. I can sleep well at night. The noisiest thing I hear is the siren going down the street with the fire truck.
Homeowner Sylvester Miller recently made major improvements to his home through a Project Renew rehab grant. He's lived in the neighborhood since the 1960s, and the change is a welcome sight.
And I just thank God that I didn't think I would ever live in a neighborhood this nice. This is gorgeous. Take a look at it. I could see them building 1 or 2 houses, maybe. They went crazy. So we got them all over, you know. They got so many of them, they're just beautiful. They got full poured basements, because I've been in a couple of them. I mean, them houses are built nice.
New homes changed the neighborhood, and soon others became interested in the area. What was originally a $200,000 project turned to $10 million as the Urban League, Can I Head Start, and the library built new buildings on the vacant lot that was originally to be the soccer field.
The Warsaw Street Library had little to no activity. Now, when we go to the Pontiac branch that was once located on Warsaw and now on Hannah and Creighton, it is very lively. There are many, many individuals in there on a regular basis, specifically kids.
The impact of the library, the Urban League, and the Head Start buildings is dramatic. It convinced others that this neighborhood had life. Across the street at the old St. Peter's School, renovation created 37 apartments for senior citizens.
Churches were working with other not-for-profits and with city council people and the people in the offices themselves.
Home ownership gives a person a sense of pride, gives a person a sense of being part of a community that they're happy to be part of, and in essence proud to be a part of. It allows them to develop a esprit de corps and relationship with other neighbors who share in home ownership and share being a part of a community of which they can be very proud.
They're planting flowers, they're maintaining their lawn beautifully, it's green, it's wonderful, and all of that says don't come around here with your bad activity. You know, there's not room in this area for that.
The vision by two churches continues today as there's more to be done. The Missouri Synod National Lutheran Housing Support Corporation will work with the city and embark on a new project to further develop inner-city Fort Wayne, an area that's home to more than 1,000 children.
It's not just about housing, it's about community revitalization and reinstilling a spirit of community within the residents who live in the area.
There are still parcels of land and lots that are run down, that are not very well maintained, that are an invitation to the kind of maladies that you see in an inner city.
We're exploring the opportunities right now to build a Brooklyn Nehemiah-style house factory right here in Fort Wayne to go after those 1,000 vacant lots that are in the inner city.
The Brooklyn, New York Nehemiah Project is where the Missouri Synod committed the first $1 million to begin the revitalization of one of the most crime-infested areas of New York. Government, churches, and other citizens soon joined the efforts until home ownership became the norm, as some 2,900 new homes went up in the Brooklyn neighborhood. It started with two churches that refused to abandon crime-infested neighborhoods, and it succeeded because others realized their role in the project.
What is really going to be key to get this kind of activity going are significant major donors.
The Lutheran Church, no, the Catholic Church alone couldn't make this project happen. But if we get the entire faith community working together to really change the life of that area and build community there, then all of a sudden everyone benefits from it.
It's increasingly important for private entities and charitable entities and faith-based entities to take on the mantle of community leadership.
For us, who live in the suburbs, to say we're not concerned about what's going on in the central city is just naive, because we all should be concerned about it. And if we can build the central city to be more successful, then I think it's one of those things that then rolls out throughout the community, and we can find very positive outcomes for all of us.
It's a community effort that will breathe new life into this neighborhood. We all have a stake in the project, and to make it happen, financial institutions, churches, corporations, city government, and citizens must join the partnership. It's a partnership that's vital to the city's future.
We have an opportunity to proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ, because there is no greater help that we can give people than to give them our Lord Jesus Christ and salvation.
The command to show mercy and to love your neighbor is without regard to qualification.
If you don't care personally, which I think you do, if you don't care personally, you should care at least civically, because you know this is going to improve and does improve the community and reduces crime and poverty and drugs and everything that makes a community a difficult place.